UFC 283, Brazil this Saturday, and I got some plays locked in already. Here we go. Before we get to UFC 283, I gotta talk about last week's card. It was trash overall for me, betting wise perspective. The card itself, it was great, a lot of violence. I got reverse swept. It was tough card for me. I had Soriano, Rebecca, Charles Johnson in round 2 or 3. That didn't cash because he got the finish in the first round. I had Ribeiro. He got destroyed in the second round. Who else? Let me see. I had the parlay with Rebecca inside the distance and Basharab. Basharab looked good. But obviously Rebecca didn't get it done. He gassed pretty hard after that first round. Still won pretty dominantly, but didn't get it done for me. Looking to bounce back. I like these spots I got for UFC 283. I got a couple spots I'm thinking about getting to maybe tomorrow or later tonight after a couple more tape study. Let's bounce back. Let's get it. First bet of the night is the first fight of the night. Daniel Marcos and Simone Oliveira. Man, this will be a good scrap, man. I actually bet Marcos at plus 140 here. I like that spot. I remember betting him as an underdog in the contender series versus Lewis. And man, I mean, there wasn't a lot of tape out there. There was, but it was older. He took time away from his family in Peru, came over here to the States, and he actually trained in American combat. Um, he came improved, man, from what I saw in the tape. And I love that. I found a couple videos and interviews here and there about him. And I knew he shouldn't have been the underdog in that spot in the contender series, and he looked good, man. His good striking, his flying knees are crispy as hell and so quick, man. Front kicks, leg kicks. He's pretty versatile when it comes to the striking. Patient, nice movement, real technical, man. Oliveira, on the other hand, good BJJ. He throws wild, way too wild and wide. I honestly think he's never been finished. He's got a lot of experience. And like I said, he's legit in the BJJ, but his gas tank is questionable. IQ a little bit questionable. And the way he throws, like, it's just power shots all day going forward. That's why he gasses a little bit. But even though he's tired, he still goes forward. But Oliveira, I just don't like his striking, man. He likes to go in there and scrap it out, which is cool. But like Marcos, I think he's just gonna pick him apart with his straight right hand, straight left hand, uppercuts. That flying knee is so vicious. It caught Lewis. I don't know how Lewis survived that fight. He was hurt multiple times. I can honestly see that flying knee connecting here just because Oliveira throws so wide, man, and that middle is wide open for the front kick or a flying knee. And plus his stance is real wide too. And I think Marcos can throw leg kicks and hurt him there also. I gotta take the dog shot. I missed a little bit. I think he was like at plus 160, plus 170. But I'll take the plus money, plus 140. I actually think this should be a pick 'em or even Marcos being a slight favorite here. So plus 140, I put 2 units on Marcos to win. And he could probably get a finish here, man, and start off the card with a bang. I got a nice little 2 leg party for UFC 283. First leg is gonna be Diego Moises. He's fighting Costa. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, honestly. It's like Maisael or something like that. He's from Brazil. Tough kid, pretty basic everywhere. He's not great anywhere. He's got a lot of fights under his belt, being 26. Moises is 27. But Moises, man, he's fought everybody. Bobby Green, Makachev, Dariush, um, Hernandez. I mean, he's fought a lot of guys out there. Damir Ismagulov. So he's got a lot of experience with top competition. I love him as a part A piece here. I think he could get a sub in round 2 or round 3 later on because I think Costa is pretty tough. But Moises, man, he's been improving his striking ever since he got to UFC. Every fight, I see improvements with his striking. He knows what to do. If he does struggle a little bit in the striking department, he'll go for the takedown, heel hook, or get it done to the mat quick. So his IQ is up there. Costa, man, he's getting his foot in the door in the UFC. So and he's in Brazil. So I mean, it's a smart move for him as long as he performs okay, he'll get another fight in the UFC in the contract. But I gotta take Moises here. I don't mind the price. I mean, it's getting crazy now. I think it's at minus 400 now. At minus 300 and minus 280 was perfect in my eyes for the price for the line. But yeah, that's my first leg of the parlay. Let's get it. Second leg of the two leg parlay is gonna be my boy Gilbert Burns, man. I mean, this is levels, man. I'm a big fan of Neil Magny. Big fan of Burns too, but I mean, when it comes to betting, you gotta put that fan out the door. You know what I mean? Being a fan or whatever, you gotta throw it out the window. There's just levels, man. I think Burns is on the mat, man. He's just levels above. It's a um, bad opponent for Magny. Um, because Magny, you know how he is. He's got good conditioning. He wants to grapple with you a little bit, put you on the cage, hold you against the cage, get some control time, and that's just gonna be a mistake here against Burns because anything you initiate grappling wise, it's just gonna play in the favor of Burns, man. And Magny hasn't faced somebody like that. He faced D Rod in his last fight, got that submission. Props to him. That was a great performance. And then he fought Matt Griffin before that. I actually saw him live, which was a close fight, man. Could have went either way, but the fans, in that arena was going nuts for Magny, so maybe that played into it a little bit. Um, but yeah, those two guys right there, they're not compared to Burns, man. Burns got the power. I think he can hang on the feet. He's got more power than Magny, in my opinion. Um, Obviously, Magny's gonna have the reach advantage. He's taller, lankier. Me personally, I think when you're facing a grappler like that, like Burns, that's a disadvantage because your limbs are longer and easier to get to. I mean, if he's trying to snap your arm off or get a hold of you to grapple, that's a disadvantage in my eyes. I think Burns got him covered everywhere here. The only way I see Magny winning this fight is just staying safe, not being himself is weird. Like not being himself and trying to clinch with you and try to get control time on against the cage, and just trying to pick you apart from distance. And honestly, he has that reach around us, but he's not super great at using it. Like his jab, he's got a decent jab, but like he's not the best striker out there. You know what I mean? He tries to beat you with his cardio and try put his big frame on you against the cage, try to take you down. None of that stuff is gonna work against Burns in my eyes. And I know the line is pretty wide. I got him early, and my first leg, like I said, was Moises and Burns at minus 150. I put 3 units on it to win two. I think Burns is gonna get the sub here, man. Magny's been sub what like 5 times. It's been finished, like 6 or 7 times. And in front of Brazil, Burns is gonna try to show off, man. And I know I've been listening to a couple of interviews with Burns, and obviously he's pissed off about the Chimaev fight not going his way. Um, and that was a big showcase for him in my eyes because I thought Chimaev was gonna, you know, probably beat him in the first round, take him out of there, but it was one hell of a fight, probably the fight of the year. And Burns has been talking about being more aggressive and getting the finish. He's like, forget about the judges. I don't want the judges to be part of my fights anymore. I'm going in there for the sub or knockout. So I really like that mentality. And I'm pretty confident in Burns in this one, man. I think he's gonna get a sub here, probably second round. Let's get it. Main event: Glover Teixeira and Jamal Hill. This is gonna be a great fight. I can't wait. Um, but I got the old man in this one. I got Teixeira on this one, man. I got him at plus 110. Threw 2 units on him. Um, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Jamal Hill. I love the dude. I love his striking, man. His power is crazy. But I don't think he's ready yet. Like, I think he could be better. I think he's a future champ. He's not a complete MMA fighter to me yet. He's still kind of, polishing. Glover has seen it all. Obviously, he's 43. He's been through adversity. He's been hurt. He's seen all types of opponents. He's fought the best of the best, and he's always coming in on top lately, man. And he's gotten better. It's crazy. It's like, you know how you talk about wine. Wine gets better over age. That's Glover right there, man. He's getting better at. And one thing too, like for example, like Alex Pereira. I know we talk about Alex Pereira having Glover and in his corner and helping him out with the grappling and things like that. But nobody talks about Glover training with Alex Pereira, the best kickboxer in the world. Like Glover is sparring with this guy every day, getting better. And I know Jamal Hill is a great striker, but I think Alex Pereira is a better striker, and to have that guy in your camp preparing you for a guy like Jamal Hill is perfect in my eyes, man. I've been watching some of the videos embedded and things like that. I've noticed the way they've been sparring. They have Alex Pereira in the southpaw stance, obviously because Jamal Hill is southpaw, but he's not the first time. It's not the first time Glover has fought a southpaw. He's fought Kutalaba, Carl Roberson, which he beat easily. And I know Jamal Hill is not them. Jamal's on a different level than Kutalaba or Roberson. But this is how I see this. Jamal Hill is a great striker, right? But like Thiago Santos was taking him down like nothing, like six takedowns, I think it was. I mean, yeah, he has a good get up game, but Thiago Santos is not Glover. His BJJ is not even close to Glover. Once Glover gets you down, he's gonna ground and pound or either get that sub, man. And he's got that old man strength. Old man strength, you're in the basketball court, you always got that like older guy always trying to post people up. He's in his mid 50s. That's Glover right there, but he's strong as hell. Um, I can't see Jamal Hill just staying safe and defending the takedowns and keep getting up like that. And don't sleep on Glover's. I know Jamal Hill has great striking, but Glover definitely has power in the hands, man. His left hook, it's crazy. It's crazy. He knocks people out, but he uses that to set up his takedowns. Another thing about the southpaw stance, which I like for Glover going against that leg that lead leg for Jamal Hill, it's gonna be right there for a single leg takedown. It's gonna be too easy. It's gonna be right there. He won't have to reach all the way to his left. It's gonna be closer to him. So we all know that his single leg takedown is great. Glover is, and in my eyes, it'll be easier for him to set up the takedown because the leg is closer to him. But I can't see. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jamal has great power, and Glover has been hurt, but I've never seen a guy like this, like at this age, that can just walk through hell. We seen the fight against Jerry in his last fight, and it was the best fight probably I've ever seen, or at least top three. Crazy chaos, and he was winning that fight. He was what I think he was three rounds to one, and in the fifth he was winning that fight too. So it's basically 4-1. And I mean, he made one mistake. He got tired at the end too, and Jerry had a submission which was nuts, epic ending to that fight. But that fight, just because he lost that fight, I was impressed. I was impressed that he could keep up with Jerry in that chaos and that back and forth fighting and striking, hurting each other, scrambles at 43. It's nuts. I know a lot of guys out there that I've seen fight cannot keep up that pace for 5 rounds, let alone so some of these guys can't even do it for 3 rounds. I know he's coming in here with fire, man, in Brazil. I don't think we see the first. If I'm not mistaken, if Jamal Hill wins, he's gonna be the first champion from the Contender Series. I don't think that happens here, man. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, Jamal Hill has potential. I don't think it's his time yet. I think Glover gets the belt back by submission in the second or third round. Um, and yeah, the old man gets it done, man. And like I said, I put 2 units on him, a plus 110. I had to. I think it's crazy that he's the underdog. I mean, like Jamal Hill, I don't know who he beat. Like he beat Thiago Santos with two bum knees that took him down like six times. And I had Jamal ticket in my hand. I was kind of nervous, man. Watching that fight, I was nervous. But this is a big step up in my opinion. And I know people are scared of the age, but he is like wine. I mean, he should switch his nickname to like Glover Wine Teixeira because like he's getting better over age. I think he's the true champion, and then he's gonna get it done. And hopefully we see that Jerry fight, but it sucks that he messed up his shoulder so bad. But I don't know what's next. I don't know. He's talking about if he wins the fight, he's not gonna retire. So we might see Glover fight a couple more times, defend it. I know he wants to fight. I hear some rumors, maybe the winner of John Jones, a crazy, I don't know if he moves up or he goes back down or whatever the case may be, but I think Glover gets it done here and new. Either way, it doesn't matter, but and new Glover Teixeira is going to be the heavyweight champion of the world. And it's going to be epic. It's going to be an epic card. Those are my bets so far for UFC 283. I got a couple more spots I'm thinking about betting probably tonight or maybe after weigh-ins tomorrow. For Guerrero Moreno, I might just lay off. I'm gonna wait till weigh-ins, like I said, see how they look, see especially how Figueredo looks. One spot I might actually really bet is the Gabriel Bonfim by a double chance submission or decision is minus 110, and then I'm gonna sprinkle probably around 2 and 3 combined by submission is plus 550. Um, what else, man? There's a couple more fights I'm looking for. There's a couple of live spots for sure. The McKinney fight against Bonfim and Alvarez versus Dalby. Those are two fights I'm gonna look, into live betting if I get the opportunity for sure. The Stamen fight, I think that line is off, man. I think that is off for sure. Teixeira, man, I know what he's gonna do. I mean, he's gonna go for that submission, and obviously Stamen's a wrestler, has decent striking, good cardio. He's been submitted twice. I mean, but it was Sterling and Saeed that subbed him. So I mean, obviously that's great competition. But Lacerda, man, he's legit on the mat. Like if this goes on the mat, I think he definitely gets a sub, man. At plus 550 by submission, I might sprinkle that um going into Brazil, his home country or whatever, he's gonna be in there. He's a killer when it comes to the mat, man. So I know why I'm gonna get. I like betting on people that are gonna use their strength and go for it. So I'm gonna sprinkle probably like a quarter unit to win, over a unit on that. I think that's about it. I don't know what other fights I'm probably interested in. Besides those. So we'll see after weigh-ins. Like I said, I might lay off that Figueredo and Moreno fight. I might just sit back and enjoy it, man. Fourth time is that fight is crazy. Fourth time, and we still don't know exactly who's gonna win. I know there's a couple people out there with bets already on that fight, but honestly, we really don't know. We're trying to look at any edge on that fight. So I'm gonna see. Today's Thursday, so once this video goes out, it'll be tomorrow, Friday. I'll be watching the weigh-ins to see if Figueredo looks good or not. If he doesn't, might bet the other side. If he does, I might sprinkle some props on the Figueredo side. So we'll see. Follow me on Twitter, Danny Betts. IG, Instagram, Danny Betts. TikTok, if you enjoy some funny videos, go check me out on Danny Betts. Our live stream on Pub Sports Radio on YouTube, Pub Sports Radio. I'm going to put the link on the description below. We go live for every UFC card. It's going to be epic. This is a pay-per-view card, so we'll be there from 6 to whenever it ends. We always, give our live bets, our best bets, have a good time, laugh, have a couple shots. Who knows, man? It's always a good time. So check us out on Pub Sports Radio. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Leave your comment on what fight you're looking forward to on this card. Where are your best bets, your best underdogs? And let's get this money.